The first weekend of February, and already we have 5 different movies being released in theaters. Now, I know I won't be able to catch all of them due to time constraints and my budget to review them all. So after careful consideration, I have a list of movies that I'll be reviewing, and I will try to have them out as fast as possible. So with that being said, let's start with the first movie on my list.
Boss, you're gonna do this one first?
Yes, RJ, I know.
Right here. Let's go.
Hi, Faceless here, and let's begin with the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. This is the second feature film of the franchise, with the first one being released back in 2004. After the release of the first film, the producers at the time said it was highly unlikely that they were going to be doing a sequel, despite the success in the box office. But over the years, there have been rumors and general talks about making another film. The big push, however, came when the ratings started declining on the TV show itself. Then the idea of a second feature was less far-fetched. So here we are, 10 years later. God damn it. Okay, here's the plot in a nutshell. A pirate, played by Antonio Banderas, searches and finds a magical book on a deserted island. Apparently, whenever you write in this book, it comes true. But instead of writing himself to become filthy rich with all sorts of treasures, he basically uses the book to steal the secret Krabby Patty formula from Mr. Krabby. When this happens, all hell pretty much breaks loose in Bikini Bottom. So let me get this straight. The reason that Bikini Bottom society is stable is because of these burgers? Really, movie? Anyway, so after everything goes Mad Max, our hero SpongeBob takes it upon himself to locate the missing formula to restore order and balance to his hometown. After a lot of searching with no luck, he and his crew eventually figure out that the formula is located in the real world. So they bravely travel into our world to continue their search. After the silliness of our heroes trying to get used to being in our world, they figure out who's responsible for stealing the formula and why. And of course, SpongeBob and company duke it out with the pirate, cook, whatever he is, and eventually get back the formula, thus restoring Bikini Bottom back to normal. And I say normal as loosely as possible. And that pretty much sums up the whole film. So, what is my thoughts on this movie? My god, this movie was so absurd. I mean, it's campy, its humor is straight up juvenile, and it has so many idiotic, annoying things that you would expect from a SpongeBob movie. The comedy is just insane, with a whole new level of mindless gags that I really think I lost a few brain cells watching this fucking movie. Holy hell, is this what we consider being funny? I mean, this movie in a whole is just one slapstick humor after another. I mean, god damn.
Admit it, you liked it.
I loved it. As you may or may not know, I'm not a big SpongeBob fan, nor am I a fan of the franchise as a whole. So my expectations for this movie was pretty low, but I'll admit, this film had me rolling. The slapstick humor, the ridiculous premise, and the general comedy just kind of reminded me of the old Looney Tunes cartoons. And with that, I could see why SpongeBob is so popular amongst children, teenagers, and hell, even young adults. So I'm giving this movie credit where credit is due. It's just hilarious. It does slow down a bit during the second act, but it does pick itself up going into the third act. And in the third act, it was funny and a whole hell of a lot of fun. The computer animation when they make it to our world is spectacular and fluid, but I will admit, it made me miss the original animation during the first part of the film. Now, I'm not going to go as far as saying that this movie was going to turn me to become a fan of the franchise, but it did make me feel like I should give the franchise another look at. So my final recommendation? If you're a fan of SpongeBob or anything that is SpongeBob, I would definitely see it in theaters, especially in 3D. It's fun and a great ride. For everyone else, if you have nothing else better to see, I'd catch it in the theaters, at matinee or discount prices. Either way, you're going to enjoy this film. And this is actually coming from somebody that is not a fan of this franchise. Well, this about wraps up this video. If you have any comments, please feel free to post them below. You can also visit me on peanutbutterdisaster.com along with the other critics that we have on the site who have great and interesting content. And while you're there, visit the new forums. It's the best way to get in contact with me one-on-one and even start up topics that I could use in future episodes. I also want to give a shout out to the good people on youtubers.org. This is a great community of a bunch of great guys and gals that help anybody that wants to start up their own videos on YouTube. So check them out. And lastly, if you hadn't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button below for more upcoming reviews. This is Faceless, signing off.
Right here. Let's go.
Peanut butter disaster.